2 shows, 2 nights, all great action. Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your set. It's Hitman, guys, and welcome to your official review for both NXT Great American Bash and WWE Evolution. And of course, I'm not alone in this endeavor. Please welcome, as always, the co-host, the humble man, Gary. Gary, welcome to the contract.
Yo, what's good, my man, Cause Payton.
Ain't shit, man. Ready to handle this?
Yeah, let's do this shit like Brutus. Let's do it, because oh my God, how crazy it was. Let's do it.
Yep. Now to start things off, we have Javon Evans versus Jasper Troy. Little caveat to start things off. Javon had his ribs taped up, so you know he wasn't at 100%. Then also a side done, and well, this was just for me, that couldn't help but notice he came out wearing a Braves jersey, and you know, I mean, part of me questioned that just because you know he's really not one to do something like that, because he's already over his face, so there's no need to further pander to the crowd. But hey, anyways,
That was a good match, though.
yes, it was. I like this moment where Javon kicked Troy, but he no-sold it, and then grabbed him by the throat and pushed him out the ring. Then he followed it up by chokeslamming him on the apron. That shit was freaking my back hurt in secondhand pain just looking at that move.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that move was crazy.
Yeah. Then Javon tries. Yeah. Well, actually, he does get some offense in, but you know, while trying to sell his rib injury, you know, it's not that hard. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. It's pretty hard. Because there was a moment where he tried to hit a move in the corner, but his ribs gave out. But thanks to the crowd, eventually he was able to get enough momentum to hit a deadlift German suplex. Then the match comes to an end where Troy attempts his boss man slam, but Javon Evans counters it into a roll up for the win. Now even though I said that Troy needed to win this match, losing it like this will not hurt Troy, just because it was because of a roll up that he lost. So he'll be alright. And not only that, because it was by a roll up, Troy ain't gonna let this slide, and this feud is far from over. Moving on, we have Izzy Dame versus Sol Ruka for the Women's North American title.
Oh yeah, that match too.
Yeah. Now skipping on ahead, I'm pretty sure I predicted certain contracts where both Tatum Paxley and Zarya, who were ringside, got into it, where Tatum actually slapped her. Which you know, immediately caused Zarya to chase her. But during all the confusion, Izzy actually hit Sky High, her finisher, but the ref was distracted because of Tatum and Zaria's shenanigans. Then Saruka spears Tatum Paxley.
Exactly.
Well, no. She spears Izzy Dame, but before the ref hits 3, Tatum puts Izzy's foot on the rope to break the pin. Then Zarya spears Tatum, and then Saruka hits the Soul Snatcher, and she is still the women's North American champion. Now, honestly, as long as I can honestly say that as long as Zarya's by her side, I really don't see Saruka losing that title unless somebody comes up with an even more clever plan, you know.
You got it perfectly.
Anyways, but if I'm being honest, I think Zarya is going to be the one to take it from her, where she's going to eventually turn on her, then take it from her. But I could be wrong. Moving on, we have Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page for the men's North American title. Ricky gets things cracking by not even letting Ethan get out the blocks, because he started beating him down before he could even take his jacket off. Then, as far as the match goes, they fucking took it to the crowd. Hell, they even took it to concessions. Hell, I would have loved for them to pull a Undertaker from Royal Rumble 2003, where he beat down Maven after Maven eliminated him, and at the end of the beatdown, he threw Maven into a popcorn vendor. Well, I mean the popcorn maker, and then he grabbed some popcorn for himself, like grabbed a handful of popcorn and ate it. And I would have been like, hey yo, you want some butter with that? Anyways, moving on.
Right.
There was actually some pretty good spots here too, where freaking Ricky slammed.
That.
What happened?
I was gonna say that right there was, I would have to say, one of my main favorite matches that night. It probably would have to be our favorite match of that night, but that match is very fucking crazy.
Yeah. And actually, well, I'll get to one of the craziest moments of it. But anyways, Ricky slammed Ethan through a table of merchandise.
Yes.
Then Ricky tried going for a power bomb, but he reversed it. But Ethan reversed it, causing Ricky to land back first on the top of chairs. My God, that's so painful.
It is.
But he eventually did get it off, where Ricky powerbombed Ethan through 4 chairs. And the craziest part of the match was arguably while they were fighting backstage, Jasper Troy was in the background, obviously licking his wounds from his L to Javon Evans. And what happened is, Ricky actually bumped into him, which instinctively caused Jasper to retaliate, you know?
Right.
And in return, Jasper hit the boss man slam to Ricky onto an equipment box.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Then the match came to an end where they were back out. I wouldn't say ringside, but in the arena part of the part of the building, and I think towards the stage, Ethan Page hit Ego's Edge off the stage through a bunch of tables and equipment for the win. And I'll be honest, I was shocked that I thought that Ricky was gonna win. I thought he was gonna get the title back, but you know, it is what it is.
That's a fact.
Then, honestly, there was the contract signing for the TNA title match. You know, nothing special. But anyway, you know, with Trick Williams, Mike Santana, and Joe Hendry.
Right.
Not really eventful much. Trick does hit some jabs. Actually, as a matter of fact, if you guys don't follow Trick Williams on social media, you need to, because he just dropped a dope ass diss track on TNA.
Oh my god.
And where he pretty much, where he tortures everybody in TNA except for First Class, because you know they his homies. But anyways, that shit was fire.
Yeah, it was.
Now, anyways, back to the contract signing. After you know, I think Trick walked away. The night wasn't quite over for Santana and Hendry, because they were paid a visit by some unwelcome guests in Dark State, who then proceeded to beat them both down.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Ava's an idiot for thinking that Trick had anything to do with it, considering the fact that Trick actually got beat down by Dark State a while back as well. You know? Like, come on, use your head.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
moving on, we had Obafemi versus Yoshiki Inamura for the NXT title.
Exactly.
I will say this, yo. Despite not having much matches on NXT or any singles matches, mind you, Yoshiki definitely brought his A game, and he definitely showed that he could hold his own in a singles match. I like how he took a page out of JC Mateo's book and hit the tour of the islands. And then he also took a page out of Raquel Rodriguez's book and hit the Tejana bomb. But unfortunately, both of those were not enough to keep Oba down, and Yoshiki started to get frustrated, and he began to lose focus. To which that caused Josh Briggs, who was ringside, to hop up on the apron and get Yoshiki's attention to remind him to not lose sight of the task at hand and keep his head in the game. Of course, this actually came back to bite Josh because Oba, I guess, shoulder blocked him off the apron, but this momentary lapse gave Yoshiki the chance at catching Oberlaken with a roll up, but still a kick out. And then eventually Obafemi hits the fall from grace, and he is still the NXT champion. Again, this match was dope. Yoshiki definitely showed to me that he does have the chops to make it as a single star, and even one day win the NXT title. But for now, it just wasn't in the cards. Moving on to the main event, we have Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe versus Fatal Influence. Now, I'll admit, one of the more shocking things, at least in my opinion, was when Fallon Henley actually speared Jordynne Grace through the ropes and into the ring. Yeah, into the ring. And as expected, Jasmine Nix did interfere in the match, or at least tried to. To which then, out of all people, the Knockouts champion, Miss Slamovich, came out and attacked Jasmine Nix so that she was no longer an issue. And then this little distraction caused Jordynne Grace to take out JC Jane and catch her with I think it was a back fist, which stunned her. And then Blake Monroe hit a Raven effect looking DDT for the win. What happened?
I was gonna say exactly. Yep, that's exactly how it went down. Crazy, man. Yo.
And like that does it for Great American Bash. Now let's go ahead and switch gears to Evolution. Well, before we get down to Evolution, there is a bit of issue that we have to address, and that's Seth Rollins. Normally we don't cover Saturday Night's main event, but considering what happened, we do have to address it. And that's at Saturday Night's main event. Seth unfortunately injured his knee again. This honestly is very bad, especially considering the fact that he's Mr. Money in the Bank. I really hope that it's not anything serious. So that even if he is injured, he can still be Mr. Money in the Bank while he recovers. And if it is something serious, hopefully the timetable won't exceed a year. That way, again, he can still be Mr. Money in the Bank while he recovers from said injury. But considering his history with knee injuries, I don't have much high hopes, if I'm being honest. And that's not me, and I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just being real. Anyways, also now to start things off, we have Becky Lynch defending the women's IC title against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Now, honestly, to start things off, before the bell as the bell rang, I like the crowd showed their appreciation for everyone by giving them a standing ovation.
Right. Exactly. Like I'm there.
Yeah. Now, you know I'm not a fan of Lyra, but she did a move that I absolutely love, and honestly, I hope she continues to do this move, because for me, I would use this as a submission finisher. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, she locked Becky in the pretzel swing.
Yes, and that was a good match too.
Yeah, and the reason why I bring that up is because number one, the move is great, and that's number one. Number two, Eddie Guerrero actually did that move a few times.
Yes. I just everything to what she does, of course, tribute to him. So you wrestlers get the moves from them. When they get it for the past wrestlers, they tribute to them.
Yeah. But I will admit, I couldn't help but notice something that actually had me nervous. Where Becky and Bayley kept taking Lyra out so that they can fight amongst themselves. And I thought with them constantly doing this was eventually gonna cause Lyra to catch one of them lacking and win. Because normally that's what happens when in a triple threat match, two of the competitors keep trying to isolate one of them.
Oh man.
Then when it's one-on-one, one of them finally will get taken out, which then will cause the other one to recover, pick up the pieces, take the remaining, the one that's still up, take them out, and then win. But that thankfully did not happen. But damn if she ain't try. One of my favorite spots was when she hit Becky with a bridging fisherman suplex, and while the ref was counting, Bayley hit an elbow drop to break it up. Then another dope ass spot was when Becky hit a sunset flip powerbomb onto Becky, and when Becky landed, she landed right into Lyra, who was trapped in a trio wall. Then the match finally came to an end where Bayley had hit the rose plant on the Lyra, but before she could pin Lyra, Becky swooped in and pinned Bayley. So, as expected, the three of them put on a clinic, and I'm not mad at that ending at all. because Becky being the heel, sneaking in the back door to do something like to win like that, pretty dope.
Most definitely, for real.
Moving on, we have Jacy Jayne defending the NXT Women's title against Jordynne Grace. As expected, Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix do try to interfere. However, Blake Monroe eventually pulled up to the scene and stopped them. She initially actually was not ringside, but she did pull up to stop them. And then at one point towards the end, Jasmine Nix had the NXT Women's title. Honestly, I don't know what she was gonna do with it, because honestly, it looked like she was stalling. But in any case, Blake Monroe clotheslines her and takes the title from her. Then, meanwhile, Fallon Henley is on the adjacent side of ringside, distracting the ref. And meanwhile, Jacy Jayne Irish whipped Jordynne Grace into the ropes on the side that Blake Monroe was at. And when Grace bounced off the ropes, Blake actually popped Grace in the back with the title. And then that allowed Jacy Jayne to hit the back fist, and Jacy Jayne is still the NXT Women's Champion. Now, this is really interesting because I am pleased that JC won, but in more important matters, freaking I did not expect Blake to turn on Jordynne Grace like this. So now this is gonna be an interesting feud, and I'm really gonna like to see where this is headed. Just because just because she freaking Blake purposely cost her the title. Now, honestly, with the way she was acting at first, I thought she was gonna join Fatal Influence, but no, she just did that for herself. Moving on, we have the fatal 4-way tag match. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez defending the women's tag titles against Sol Ruka and Zarya, the Kabuki Warriors, and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte.
Yes, that's right.
Good.
That was one of the best matches of that pay-per-view too, I must say.
Yep. Now, I'll admit, I had only one gripe about this match, and this is honestly for all fatal 4-way tag matches, so this is really not against this specifically. And my issue with it is that instead of having one teammate from each team in the ring, it was still just two. It was still just one-on-one with other people tagging in and out, even opposite teams. I still think one member from each team should have been in the match, but it is what it is, I guess.
Right, still great.
And I was actually surprised that the crowd was so over. I mean, so behind Charlotte. Like the reception she was getting. Like, I had not heard her get a reception like that in years. So that really made me wonder what caused them to give her such a rousing ovation. No matter. Anyways, and everybody showed their stuff. I like this one moment where Alexa Bliss she attempted to go for a DDT, but Zarya overpowers her and hits a stalling suplex while Sol Ruca tagged herself in, and then meanwhile, while still having her in the stalling suplex position, Sol Ruca took Alexa from Zarya and hit a springboard X Factor. Then, a little bit of finisher action. Sol Ruca hit the Soul Snatcher on the Charlotte.
Oh yeah, that just go. And yeah, that very beginning to it, crazy.
Yeah. Then towards the end, there was actually a very surprising moment, in my opinion, where Zarya and Sol Ruca attempted a double team move to Alexa, but at the last second, Charlotte yanked Alexa out of the way, which caused a little bit of friendly fire, and Zarya wound up spearing the shit out of Sol Ruca. But I'd say this distraction then opened the door for Roxanne and Raquel as she hit pop rocks to Alexa Bliss, and then Raquel picked up Alexa and more or less hit the Tejana bomb but instead of Alexa being hit with it in the ring, she got thrown out of the ring and onto the rest of the competitors. Then Raquel hit the Tejana bomb again, but this time to Sol Ruca, and Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are still your women's tag team champions. Very great work. Moving on, we had Naomi versus Jade Cargill in a street fight. Now, as expected, this match was crazy from start to finish. I expected nothing less from these ladies. But even though it was a street fight, I was actually surprised that we had some bloodshed, in which Naomi got busted open on her nose. But what she did was so crazy, heel wise. But it was perfect for her, where she wiped her bloody nose in Jade's hair, of all places.
Exactly.
And that shit was so crazy. And honestly, I expected Jade's hair to turn a little bit of color just because, her hair is white, but Oh well. Yeah, I'd say it was more of the action itself that meant more than any aesthetic. You know. Well, anyways, with Bianca Belair as special guest referee, honestly, I thought there might be a little bias, but you know, but she kept it a buck the whole match. Match comes to an end where Jade Cargill does hit Jaded off the middle rope and through a table, and honestly considering what happens at the end of the night, their feud is officially finished. But I think Naomi should have at least gotten one win during their feud. But you know, it is what it is. Moving on, we had the Women's Battle Royal where the winner will receive a women's title shot at SummerSlam. There were some really nice names in this match. In the final two, it was down to Stephanie Vaquer and Lash Legend, and this had to be one of the more interesting ways to win. Well, actually, before then, they actually, even for about a road, there was some nice ass moments where Kalani Jordan took a page out of Kofi Kingston's playbook, and to avoid elimination, she walked on her hands to get back into the ring. Then a little bit of finisher action where Jada Parker hits Hypnotic to eliminate Candice LeRae. Then, making me wish Booker T was here at the event, Stephanie Vaquer hit the Devil's Kiss to Chelsea Green. Oh, Booker should have been there. Then Nikki Bella hit the Rack Attack 2.0 to Chelsea Green. And then the match came to an end where Stephanie Vaquer hit the Devil's Kiss again to Lash Legend, but on the apron to eliminate her. And Stephanie Vaquer will be getting a title shot of her choosing at SummerSlam. Moving on to the main event of the evening, we have Io Sky defending the Women's World title against Rhea Ripley. Now, of course, the main caveat for the whole match was everybody bringing up the fact that Rhea Ripley still has never beaten Io Sky in a singles match. So, honestly, considering how much they kept bringing it up, I thought Rhea was finally gonna win, and it definitely looked like it, because there was a moment towards the end. Rhea hit the Riptide, but earlier on in the match, Io accidentally drop-kicked the ref when she tried to drop-kick Rhea. But while the ref was out, this allowed Io and Rhea to fight off in the crowd. And at one point, Io hit a crossbody on the top of an equipment box that was up pretty high. And then she hit a sunset flip powerbomb onto the cold, hard, unforgiving floor. Then she hit the over the moonsault as the ref came to, but Rhea kicked out. Then they went back to the top rope again, where honestly at first it looked like Rhea was gonna hit the riptide, but instead Io Sky hit a Spanish fly. And now they were both down, but then I did not expect this, ladies and gentlemen. Pulling a Seth Rollins, out comes Naomi as she cashed in Money in the Bank. To which then the bell rang, making it officially a triple threat match. And Naomi first threw Rhea into the post to take her out. Then she hit the split like a moonsault onto Io Sky. And ladies and gentlemen, Black Excellence once again stands tall above all else. And Naomi is the Women's World Champion, baby. And for me, I gotta say this was a very, very, very pleasant surprise. And even though Rhea didn't win, this is definitely one way that her not winning still was a very good choice, because someone more deserving, and no offense to her, won in Naomi. I definitely look forward to Naomi's title run. I hope it is very, very long, and she does a lot of shenanigans while champion.
Oh, yes.
And also one more thing to add to all the other wrestling podcasters and critics and whatnot, and just overall the IWC who felt or thought that Naomi was going to be the first female to cash in and fail. Well, what the fuck y'all bitches got to say now, huh?
Exactly. I had a feeling he was going to say something about that. Hell yeah, let him know.
I kept hearing from all over y'all niggas thinking she was gonna be the first to cash in and fail. Well, all y'all motherfuckers eat shit. Cause now she is the Women's World Champion, and now I highly recommend all of y'all to proceed with caution.
Yes, that match was so great. That was one of the best things of that match. And also, her and Jade's match and the old bar was so crazy. That would have to be my favorite match of the Evolution Part 2. Would have to be the main event, especially her cash in, her nose bar with Jade, or the fatal 4-way for the Tag Team fatal 4-way title match. And also Trish and
we ain't talking about that.
Yeah, but Evolution Part 2 is very great, yo. Listen, the women been doing it big like the men ever since they started making the women wrestle more now, man. It's called this Evolution. Now there's talks about, Evolution Part 3. Listen, Evolution come every year. The last time the Evolution pay-per-view happened, as we know, was the very, very first one, which was 7 years ago. Keep it going every year, because Evolution this past this past Sunday was very, very great. NXT Great American Bash this past Saturday was very, very great.
I definitely agree, and actually considering everything that happened, this event minus that one garbage ass match, honestly there should be one every year, because this honestly was the best pay-per-view of the year, honestly, I think that's about to be outdone by SummerSlam. But we're still gonna savor Evolution for the moment, and how great it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And with that being said, that's gonna do it for this episode of The Contract. I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and chill with your boys. I definitely want to thank the humble man, as always, for coming through and kicking his wrestling knowledge.
Yes. You already know. My man Cos Payton knows gonna be kicking the wrestling knowledge. You know it.
Yep. And before we get out of here, I'd like to show a little appreciation for the people who worked knowledge that were in attendance for Evolution. And there was Tori Wilson, Maurice, Molly Holly, Alundra Blaze, Leilani Kai, Metro Boomin, LeBeau, Lil Yachty, Quavo, Jacqueline, Ivory, the NXT General Manager Ava, Mark Henry. Out of all people, Vicky Guerrero, I was surprised. And she actually hit a couple of excuse me's.
Yeah, she did.
And then this last one, this was so surprising. I did not expect her to be here. Jazz. The greatest black women's wrestler ever.
Yeah, word.
And considering the class action lawsuit that she was a part of about against WWE many years ago, I thought we'd never see her again. But it's just a testament to Triple H that has her being here.
Right.
But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, well, hit the like button. Comment if you feel like it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And as always, by way of Struggle Vision Productions, it's the Hitman and the Humble Man. And if you see us coming, run.